Hi everyone, welcome to my coverage of round 10 of the Tata Steel tournament in which Aronian is crushing everybody. So he's got like some 6 score, 7 out of 9 at this point, playing this guy Dominguez. I think he's from Cuba, I should know that, I'm pretty sure he's from Cuba. I apologize for not knowing for sure, but I'm like almost super certain. um, in any case, it's black to move here. I would like you to pause your video and figure out what you should play for black here. And again, all of these moves are pretty tough. I mean, Aronian's playing them. He's not like some chump off the street, so don't feel bad if you're getting most of them wrong. They are not easy moves. In any case, I am now going to go over what he did. He did a very nice job here of doing two things: activating his pieces and restricting his opponents. He played the beautiful move e4. And the point is, after d takes e4, which is not forced, by the way, but it's what he did, we can play the move c4. And after bishop a2, look at this bishop hitting a wall. It really has very few prospects. The only way it can get in the game is something like c3 and bishop b1, but this is like not so easy to accomplish. The other key to this position is black now has the strong move queen to h4. And the thing is, now black is threatening pawn takes pawn. So if h3, defending the mate on h2, pawn takes pawn, and if queen takes, queen f2. The other key point is if g3, it looks like it kicks the queen away, but we have this in-between move, knight to e5. And after something like queen to e2, black, I think, could go a worst case queen e4. That's like worst case scenario. And you know, if we trade everything, knight f3 wins the bishop on d2. And if queen g2, some move like queen g4 looks like a monstrous attack, with ideas like knight f3 coming next. Or maybe queen h5 is even better. And black just has a super strong attack. So this move, this pawn sacrifice e4 followed by c4 is a superb move, and it's very important to find these moves for grandmasters. Like, to me, I actually, when I look at these games, I guess the moves sometimes. This move I got right, but it reminded me of a few positions I'd seen before, and I just was too tempted to shut out this bishop. However, a lot of the moves I've shown you, I didn't get right. So they're tough moves. So bishop a2 was played, queen h4. He didn't play g3. He actually didn't know what to do, and he just sacrificed the pawn back. The idea is if knight takes e5, white can go queen g3 and kind of relieve the tension. Although knight takes e5 is good for black also. Instead he played bishop takes e5, g3, queen to g4. And now black, it turns out, according to Houdini, rook a to d1 is a better move, but c3 is understandable because his idea is now at least he can free his bishop. The bad news is this pawn becomes a huge target. And after bishop f6, bishop to b1, b4, white's position already is very bad. Rook e3 defending, rook to d8, putting pressure on this guy. Defend the d pawn. And now, like, as soon as white got out of the pin, white pushes past and creates a super dangerous passed b pawn. Bishop to g5. And now he trades the bishops. Knight to c5 attacking this guy, threatening to come into d3. Everything's looking very bad at this point. Rook e8's a nice move. Although, in this position, black is pretty much just winning. But rook e8 is good. Rook f3 would also have been fine. King f1. g6. You know, he's taking his time. He's just improving his position. Going to bring his king in. The position's horrible because this b3 pawn restricts all of white's pieces. Anytime he trades too many pieces, the pawn just becomes a queen. This pawn is super weak because of knight a4 type moves. He can trade this anytime he wants. He can stick the knight on d3 anytime he wants. It's just a horrible position. And this is he's now trying to just get rid of these pawns. So if rook takes pawn, Bishop takes c4, and he has a fantasy maybe one day, now that this pawn's not protected on b3, he'll be able to trade it off. But black doesn't allow that at all. It just goes rook takes e6. And now rook to d7. If rook b8 immediately, this is somewhat complicated. b2, and then I think... Actually, this might win. So maybe I'm wrong. Huh. I mean, it looks winning, actually. So I don't know, rook b8 probably wins too. But he played rook to d7 instead, just to stop rook e7. After rook e8, he simply took the pawn. And now he's up a pawn with this passed b pawn on b3. It's just a disaster. Now he's losing this pawn. And at this point, he just called it a day. He's losing the c pawn, and these two pawns are unstoppable pretty much. So what happened in this game? The key moment was that move e4. A very high-class move. Having trouble getting back to it. And just recognizing that after e4, the bishop on a2 will lose so much scope. The bishop did eventually get back into the game, but not before forcing this horrible weakness on c3. But these type of pawn structure moves are very nice to find, and white's just struggling. And these ideas of queen h4, it revolves some calculations too. It's not just positional. He has to calculate like a few moves with g3 knight e5. And, you know, so it's like it's a combination of positional feel and minor calculation ability. And that's usually what it is at the top level. You have to combine evaluation, positional feel, and some small tactics to find good moves. And, you know, I think, you know, he could try like queen e2 instead, but I analyze that black's still doing pretty well. This position's nice for black now. We're kind of have a lot of pressure on white's position. I thought black had some small advantage here, or at least a small advantage. So, fantastic game by Aronian, completely outplaying a strong grandmaster with the black pieces. And now he has an unbelievable 8 out of 10, which is just a monstrous score. He's already clinched first place, and he just has one game to go tomorrow. And thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.